Hello. Yun. Refresh attachment. Oh, hindi nyo nakikita yung ginagawa ko. This one. This one. This one. This one. Dapat ganun ako salita. It's welcome to the theater. Ang lamig. Ba't ang lamig? What's up? Kuya Benz. Check out that music. What's up? Jose Prosacio Rizal Mercado E. Alonzo Rialonda. Holy moly! We have a national hero here on chat right now. National hero. Welcome to the chat, Mr. Jose Rizal. Alam ko kung bakit nandito si Jose Rizal? What the fuck? What's up? Yes, I'm sure Bush did 9/11. Hitler did nothing wrong. What's up, Wajin Shu? We are chillin' like a villain. Inaas ko ng konti yung volume ng music. Let me know if masyadong malakas or masyadong, ano. Saka na daw ikikwento sa'yo yung No Limit Angere. Grabe gulong-gulo ako doon sa Noli tsaka Elfili. Ang hindi ko gusto with the teachers back when tinuturo si Noli Mitangere tsaka si El Filibusterismo was ayaw ikumpara, ayaw kang bigyan ng examples ng teacher mo. Excuse me. Hindi ko ata kaya yung volume ng aking music habang nagsasalita. Baba natin ng konti. Ayaw nilang i-relate sa current day situations. I think malaki yung may tutulong ng teachers. Wow. Ang hirap i-change ng volume nito. Pag nando ka sa mute, tapos one step away from mute. Okay, there we go. Kuya Alex, ano drinks natin ngayon? I know you were gonna ask. Is Coke Zero. Alam mo kung nirelate lang ng teachers natin yung kwento ng Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo sa current day situations, mas maiintindihan natin yung story eh. But what if yun na nga, si Padre Damaso is essentially what? A sleazy priest. And parang it was implied but not told to you. Parang nakakasira ng ano eh. When you were a kid, it was like, okay, pare yan, mabait dapat yan. And then parang, Padre Damaso, bakit parang masama si Padre Damaso? What's going on? What's up, Blitz 1995? I remember you. Welcome to the show, mga kuyas. Today is alas 10 pa lang ang aga natin. What the heck? Look at my clock. It's 10 o'clock. 10:01 02, 03 PM. Tapos si Sisa, tsaka si Crispin at Basilio. Why can't you just explain it in normal human terms? Oppressed family sila or whatever. What's up, Adrian Balantakbo? I just want to ask about the thumbnail. What does it say? Nokia 69. It's universe. Teacher ko parang si Padre Damashit. Wag ganyan. Wag ganyan. Ano pinagyayabang ni Bench? Why is Bench making yabang his internet? I remember you. How do you like our new chat box? Hindi ko pa rin ma-perfecto yung chat box natin eh. It's still not the best. What's up, Emilio Aquino? It's still not the best. Look at this chat. It's not the best. It's good, but it's not the best. Pero malaking improvement kaysa dati, di ba? Palpak yung dati. Sobrang palpak. Si YouTube kasi. Maraming pinapauso sa YouTube eh. God, merong Nokia regular phones dito. How do you like my green screen? Look at this. Malinis ang green screen. NCS ba background music mo? Yes. Yes, it is NCS. NCIS. NCIS. Dude, the song is scrolling down on the bottom there. Hindi ko maturo. It's over there. It's right. My phone na agad? Masyadong dark. Alin masyadong dark? Racist! Tag-ina si Bench, racist pala. This is the magnificent Robert Liban, sinagot ko na yan. This is Coke Zero na hindi malamig. Na-refrigerate lang sandali. Naka-fiber na kayo, hindi pa rin. Brian Acabado says Zenfone 3 Max 5.5 is way better than Nokia 69. The price, nothing's better than the Nokia 69, pare. Ayaw mo yun, diba? Nilalaplap mo siya, nilalaplap ka niya, 69. Hindi 69 ka ni Nokia. You mean this? Nasisira yung green screen ko pag iba yung nilalagay ko sa screen. We need a full screen scene. I'm a start a full screen scene. Guys, kasi ano lang to, is this computer I'm using is temporary. That's why everything I have to set up all over again. Let's add a scene. And it's gonna be completely black. Add video capture device. Add my no, not that. Webcam. There we go. Okay, there we go. Hey! Selfie! Selfie! What's up, dudes? Full screen webcam for the win. Ito yung sinasabi niyo mas mura, mas better sa MyPhone. Kailangan natin, we need a chat box on this. Oh my god. All right. Here, we'll do it. We'll add the chat box. All right, here we go. This 400 by 600 chat box. Yes. And I need to see yes. I came prepared today, a little bit. Okay. Oh, mali. A little bit lang. Okay. It should be popping up on screen right now, but mali. Oh, yeah. I need the chat. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna put that over there. There we go, see? Full screen with chat. Pro streamer. This is the most professional stream in the world, man. Bakit wala ako sa chat? Baka racist ka kasi. Hindi naman. Okay, balik tayo sa regular. There you go. There's your regular chat. Babasa tayong comments. But galit na galit kayo. Ano problema? Big ass mug. I know, man. Big ass mug. I like my mug, dude. This mug is nice. I forgot kung saan nanggaling ito eh. Tinanggal ko na yung sticker eh. But meron siyang vacuum sa gitna. May vacuum chamber siya sa loob. So, hindi nagpapawis itong... Yung, alam mo yung baso mo pag malamig yung iniinom mo, nagpapawis sa labas? That's condensation. Science! Welcome to science! So, yung condensation will appear on your glass. But, if you have vacuum all around your glass, there is no heat. There's no heat that goes outside of your glass. And then, there's no colder heat na lumalabas sa glass mo, sa exterior ng glass mo, which means hindi maapektuhan ng drink inside yung exterior ng ano mo. This helps in maintaining, wow, nag-science talaga. This helps in maintaining the temperature of your drink without outside factors. Right? Hindi ba talaga yes, I'm sure hindi ba talaga lumilitaw? Ilawan mo lang green screen mo, di masisira yan. Ayoko eh, masyadong bright, dude. I don't wanna do it. Naka-fiber na kayo? No, hindi ako naka-fiber. Racist as fuck. More optimized than Zenfone. Aba, may fancy Nokia. Clerex the best pa rin mga kuya. Max 4,100 milliamp hours actually. Milliamp hours is nothing. Yung S7 nga mas matagal malobat kaysa sa Zenfone 3. Wow, talaga? You have a Zen? I didn't know that. JJ Darancho, thanks for the tips on the green screen. It's okay. Our really shitty production values are for you to appreciate. Tingin ko parang nalilito si Nokia. When it comes to bang for buck, nothing can beat Xiaomi. Ay kuya, pwede po ba mag-return sa Lazada kung ang reason ay dissatisfied sa quality or comfort ng headphone? Wala po siya damage. Go ahead, return it. Go ahead, return. As long as you return it within the allotted time frame. Wait lang. Pwede ko pala ilipat yung aking chat na binabasa dito para you can see my face. All in one each of them. 650 greater than 625. No. You gotta learn. You gotta know certain things about the processors and the birds and the bees, guys. The birds. Ano meron kay B-Boy versus kay Alex? Ano meron? Game test ko yan ng Resident Evil 7. Wala akong Resident Evil 7. I didn't buy it. May gagawin ka pa ba dyang tweak sa green curtain or automatic wala ng background pag nag-appear sa video yung taon? It's... Dude, like I said, I'm a fucking streaming pro, guys. This shit is not easy. all this shit you're seeing on screen, all the shit you're seeing on screen is not easy. Kahit yung nagsascroll na song bar na yan sa baba, that shit is like 3 applications. It's not ano. This is born from a lot of fucking failures sa BTS. But sorry, okay. Hindi ako magmumura. I'm gonna try not to swear. Welcome to the show. It's holy shit, it's 10:11. Ang aga pa rin na show. Ang aga natin. What's going on, guys? What were we talking about? What were we talking about? Oh yeah. This is juicy. Because this shit you gotta know. Somebody gotta learn this shit. You gotta be learned. Wait, sorry. I can't figure out the right slang there. But you gotta be educated for this, okay? So let's go to Wikipedia. Because you gotta learn. You gotta learn the ways of figuring out what's the better processor. List of Qualcomm strap. No, not devices. I'm sorry. Wait. Okay. All right. Here we are. So I wanna tell you about how to find out which processor is better overall. Because I think we need to all ride the 14 nanometer bandwagon. It's called the 14 nanometer. It's not actually a bandwagon, but I'm coining it the 14 nanometer bandwagon because it is a huge generational leap in terms of overall performance, overall when it comes to heat, when it comes to battery savings, and when it comes to basically graphics CPU performance in overall long-term usage, like for example gaming. Sino nag-aaway? What the heck? So let's look at the Snapdragon 617, 625, 626, right? So here we are right now at the 625. Hindi ko kaya itong ano ah. Mimumute ko na lang yung music ko for ano. I can't take it. Wait lang. Okay. Babawasan ko na lang yung volume sa ano. My problem is usually hindi ko na naririnig yung music pag pinanood ko yung stream. Tell me right now if you can still hear the music, and is the music still okay at this volume? Is the music still okay at this volume? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Okay. Let's start talking about why the Snapdragon 625 is an amazing processor and yeah. Look at Jose Rizal. He's keeping the peace. Holy shit. Don't hate each other. Yeah. Keep the peace, guys. This is the BTS community. All right. If you look at the current crop of processors today, it's typically the 28 nanometer processors and the 14 nanometer processors. And if you need to know what a nanometer is when it comes to processor levels, the smaller your nanometer is, the 14 is much better. 14 nanometer is much better than 28 nanometer. Essentially, it's half the size in terms of processor size, right? So, like I say, the same amount of silicon or processing chips is like 1 inch squared, so 28 nanometer. So 14 nanometer, it's half an inch size. When it's smaller, it's better. The reasoning here is the thermals are better. It doesn't use as much power. It uses less power, which means it generates less heat. Generates less heat, it's more stable. More stable means it's a better processor overall. And it's just overall good. So, basically, the 40 nanometer is nearly twice as good as the 28 nanometer. Now, when you look at the Snapdragon 650, 652, let me scroll down a little bit para makita nyo better, no? Look at the Snapdragon 650, 652, and 653. We're talking about a 28 nanometer processor here. 28 nanometer. This is why hindi na ako I'm not a fan of the 650, 652, 653. What? What? Yes, I'm sure is like really, really pissed off. Now, when it comes to performance, you can definitely argue that the GPU here and the cores are clocked higher generally on a 652, 653, whatever. And you can see the Adreno 510 is definitely higher than the Adreno 506 of the 625. But keep in mind, what the heck are you playing? Do you know what the joke is? This is what I will call, this joke is the thing that we need to trend this 2017. All right, this is the thing that needs to trend in 2017. It's called the hashtag Android games in 2017. Because fuck it, that's not actual. There is no fucking Android games in 2017. Just give it up. Just give it up. Bush and Hitler versus Jose Rizal. Give it up. Android gaming is dead. It's not. It's. You could argue that it's not dead, but here's just accept the fact that there will be no new games that push the boundary of 3D quality. Android gaming in 2017 is a fucking joke. Android gaming in 2017 is a fucking joke. It has been a joke since 2014, 2015, 2016. But the question is, why do you need more graphics performance in a phone these days? Why do you need more performance anymore? There is no more need for graphics performance in phones these days because everything runs on a fucking Helio P10. Helio P10 is like one of the bare minimum. The bare minimum for Android gaming today. And there's very little amount of games that don't run on a Helio P10. And Helio P10 is like really, really, really bottom dollar shit when it comes to Android gaming. No, don't yung Pokemon Go na yan, that's not actually an intense hardcore 3D game. Now, this is why I keep saying you don't need more GPU performance. You don't need more GPU performance on a phone these days is because no game today pushes the performance of your phone. Like if you can present to me a game ang bagong pambansang benchmark ng NBA 2K17, of course. And NBA 2K17 admittedly medyo mataas yung graphics requirements, but that is what? 1 in 50 games on Android? Yes, it became a fucking joke when freemium games exist, and that's basically where Android games are now. There is no paid games anymore. Raymond, Bossing RJ Golo says, basta kaya mag-Mobile Legends, okay na sana. See, there you go. Games today have not, at least for Android, have not pushed the graphical quality for Android at all. And you know what? It's fine. There is no reason to complain about graphics quality on phone games at all. You could say na I'm a fucking PC Master Race kind of guy that wants more and more better and better graphics. But at the end of the day, we're fine with Flappy Birds. Flappy Birds trended hardcore, but it was what, an 8-bit game? Yeah, so if yeah, that's a good example. VR and Daydream. But Daydream is a long ways away from becoming a reality. And it's only what, relevant to very top tier or very performance heavy phones because it's VR. VR naman, even with the cheap Google VR that we play, and I've created some videos about that, it's there's no compelling games out there for VR. There's just not anything out there that just, oh my god, you gotta play this, you gotta get VR for this. There is none of those. Kuya, saang topic na tayo pala? Maaga pa lang tayo. What's up, Norms? Kasi intindi ko magmura si Hitler and Bush. Okay. Yeah, there's the Zenfone AR, but the thing is, I don't think the Zenfone AR will be launched in the Philippines at all. Walang ano naman eh, wala namang. They didn't mention any reasons or hints that the Zenfone AR will be coming to the Philippines. So it gives me, what is this? The idea that the Zenfone AR won't be coming here. I mean, the Project Tango Lenovo phone, Fab 2 Pro, I think that's Fab 2 Pro, is what's launched in the Philippines. Wala naman pumansin. I think it's a super niche gaming topic that not a lot of us will be interested in, especially since it's just purely experimental at this point, and there is no proven game yet that you need to be getting the Tango thing to buy it. You know, you don't need to buy it because there's no games out on it. Have fun, all that matters. VR AR is nice. Yeah, so generally VR, you can generally play VR on a decent, I want to say slightly better than Helio P10, but you know, something like the 625 is fine. Honestly though, I don't think you need to go VR if you napansin nyo nawala na rin yung interest for that. There was in 2016, there was definitely a lot of people, may gyroscope po ba yan? Kasi gusto ko pa mag-VR. Ano pong lalaroin nyo sa VR? Di ba may games? May VR eh. Obviously, another fucking trend. No, but gumamit kayo ng utak means just I hate people that don't use their brains when they're thinking, may gyroscope eh. I gotta get them gyroscopes, even though the fucking phone has a terrible gyroscopes that drifts when you're playing VR. You don't know that. You don't ask if the gyroscope is there or not. If you ask if the gyroscope is good quality for VR. Anyway. Sorry about that. It's a big tangent. What's going on here? All right, so it's 10. Oh my god, it's so early. What the heck? What are we gonna do? How are we gonna waste 3 hours? It's so fucking early. Gyro is life. What's up, Kuya G? So welcome to the show. My name is Alex. This is the Big Time Show. It's I don't have a soundboard, so that's. Forget it. It's okay. Eventually magkaka-soundboard tayo sa show na to that is built into the software. Welcome to the show. It's Saturday, this January 28, 2017. Dude, magpa-February na. And marami akong deliverables na hindi ko pa ginagawa. Holy crap. I want to show you this PC that I need to review before the end of January. Let's do that. Oh, there you go. That's the motherboard. Oh, tanggalin natin yung surface kasi natatakpan. think that's the daming ilaw, no? RGB in 2017, my, my doggies. I need to review that motherboard. What's up, Jazzy Jana? I need to review that motherboard very, very soon. I'm like super late na, but what can you do? Like life happens. Not everyone is interested in VR or AR. Of course they're not. Of course, kasi VR AR is dead now. I mean, it's dying. At least for consumer AR VR, I think it's I think we should forget consumer AR VR until it matures. Let's stop asking if a phone has gyro, because holy crap, it's kind of the dumbest question you can ever ask. Like, do you even know if the phone can handle VR? You're just asking kung may gyro. It could be a Snapdragon 200 piece of shit or dual core bullshit na Spreadtrum that has a gyroscope. But all you're asking is a gyroscope. RGB is life. Farmer Sanchez says, ano yung 4K video editor app? Android ata ito na-mention nyo last week. Saka ano yung processors na... What? Oh, yeah. It's Power Director. If you want an Android editor. But I wouldn't... It's I don't think you need to render 4K. I mean... Unless you have a good processor, you're not gonna render 4K. And I don't think you should be dedicating your phone to render 4K unless it's like 2-minute videos. Gyro is not the options on your VR. You need to know the core of... Mark Harris Velasquez, what's up? Welcome back. Alright, so welcome to the show, everybody. We're gonna start the show. I don't have any music, I'm sorry. Sabi na araw ng patay at araw ng sawi. Haha, sabi ni Badobe. O nga, nasa na si Badobe? Okay, so the show today, our show for today is gonna discuss some topics. I have a list here. So we have the MyPhone, or actually the SuperD P1 distributed by MyPhone. Highlight everything here. My God, what's going on with my OneNote? Let's make the font bigger. All right. So our topics for today include the Super D1 distributed by MyPhone, the Vivo V5 Plus, people who really have to. God damn it! Reach more selfies. More selfies, guys. And then ito yung specs ng Vivo V5 Plus. The Nokia 6 na naman, 18.5 or what is it? 18,450 ba yun? I don't remember the price. Do you want to talk about this Hugo Barra? By the way, let's just get through this Hugo Barra one. Ang isa nyo namang ginadyakulan na hindi na natin isasali si BTS community. Isa na naman ginadyakulan ng mga non-BTS community itong Xiaomi phones. As in, every time nag-launch si Xiaomi, so umalis na si Hugo Barra. He used to be the spokesperson for, I believe, either Google or Android at the time, and then he started working for Xiaomi during the rise of Xiaomi for a little bit of time, for 3.5 years supposedly. He left Xiaomi last week, or at least this week, and now it's been announced that he's joining Facebook's Oculus VR technology, and he's like a vice president or something. He's a big name in the Oculus ecosystem. No, hierarchy. But just in case you wanted more information about Xiaomi, now, ang mangyayari nito, Xiaomi no longer has the loudspeaker, the spokesperson for their brand, the American or the, kasi Hugo Barra is a big name, and Xiaomi did a good, it's a good move by Xiaomi to hire Hugo Barra for their brand, especially since they were expanding into more English-speaking markets. For 3.5 years, Hugo Barra was the face of Xiaomi outside China, maybe even inside China. I don't know, but basically, Hugo Barra was the one who introduced us to most of the well-known Xiaomi phones, including the Mi Mix and whatnot. Whether or not his departure from Xiaomi is gonna impact the brand, I don't know. But the thing is, Xiaomi has been. If you watch the show, if you watch BTS, you know how I feel about Xiaomi. Xiaomi has been on a decline for years now, for maybe 3 years now. Of course, what also happened to Xiaomi is na pumasok sila sa Pilipinas. Unfortunately, the market response to Xiaomi was not as high as they expected it would be, and I think silently they left the Philippines eventually. Napapansin nyo naman, wala namang Xiaomi bago ngayon sa Pilipinas. Unless na lang, gray market import. But overall, internationally, I think Xiaomi is no longer the brand that it used to be. Xiaomi used to bring us Xiaomi was the OnePlus before OnePlus was around. Xiaomi was the OnePlus before OnePlus became an actual brand. Xiaomi would bring us amazing phones with flagship processors at a really, really good price. They brought us the Xiaomi Mi 3 with the Snapdragon 800 for 10K the cheapest SD 800 was like 21K, 22K or something like that. Xiaomi was extremely competitive in the specs market back then. But eventually, later on, the Mi 4, the Mi 4i was like, whatever kung ano man yung launch nila was like, meh. And I think Xiaomi overall is in a decline. Whether or not that was the reason for Hugo Barra's departure from Xiaomi is, I don't know. Maybe Xiaomi is looking for some influx of interesting products or whatnot. Whatever. Anyway, I know you're not interested in the Xiaomi talk. I just want people to stop dick riding brands that are not available in the Philippines, because you're set up for disappointment. You're setting yourself up for disappointment. When you're looking at the Nokia 6, the 69, and you think it's gonna be priced competitively in the Philippine market, you're setting yourself up. Sorry, naglilist na ata ako. You're setting yourself up for disappointment. When Xiaomi releases a new phone in China, and you think it's gonna come to the Philippines at a respectable price, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. And I hate that people are hyping this shit every single time. They don't fucking understand how the market works, in that they're gonna be disappointed. It's 100% guaranteed disappointment. You know why? You know why people hype this shit up? Do you know why people hype this shit up? Because it gets them views. Nokia is back. Amazing. The most popular, amazing Nokia brand is coming back with a super duper smartphone that will blow your fucking socks off. Xiaomi brings out amazing fucking super duper 25 megapixel phone for like 10,000 pesos. Oh my God, it's gonna blow your head off. And then makikita mo, you're like, it's like 21,000 pala sa Pilipinos. So, that's the problem here is wag kayong magpa-hype because you're setting yourself up for disappointment. That's number one. Number two, people are posting this shit, the Xiaomi, the Nokia 6, for views. This shit is for not for you. That's why I'm not sharing this shit, because I'm doing this coverage for you. I'm not blowing the Nokia shit up because I want to tell you how amazing the Nokia 6 is. I want to be realistic. I want you to learn that it's gonna be disappointing. Diba? If I started like blowing the Nokia 6 shit, when I mean blowing, well, it's like hyping the shit out of the Nokia 6. When I start hyping the shit out of the Nokia 6, I'm not being true to myself because I believe that thing is an overpriced thing that will disappoint everybody. I'm not being true to myself, and I'm also lying to your face. I'm lying to your face, telling you that the Nokia 6 is gonna change the game. It's not. It's gonna disappoint you. And I don't want to do that. I want you to learn. I want you to be not be taken by hype and not clickbaited by the Nokia 6 and the Xiaomi and whatever bullshit. So anyway, sorry. That's a. Oh my God. Okay. Ito si Alex dapat may column sa dyaryo. Hindi problema hindi kikita yung dyaryo sa akin eh because I don't I want you to not be hyped. The Nokia 6, it makes money. Do you know why it makes money? Because the people who posting about the Nokia 6 are making money. They're not trying to post the Nokia 6 because they think it's gonna change the world. They're not posting about the Nokia 6 because they think it's a great phone. They're posting about the Nokia 6 because it gets clickbaited like fucking shit. They make money from the hits. The king daw. Silent yata si Star Mobile. No, Star Mobile has been launching like super low, very low end phones, and I think yun yung kanilang bagong target market is super low end. Galit na galit si Alex. Sorry na. Sasabihin nila OP, haha, gusto basta convert mo lang price of foreign market to PHP, okay na, yeah. Boss RJ, may information ka ba about the ROM of the Nokia 6? I know a lot of, there are blogs that have had hands-on with the Nokia 6 already. Some even have a unit. I want to know, kasi from what I understand, the Nokia 6 does not have Google Apps on the actual ROM that it runs. You have to sideload it, and I think from some of the reviews I've seen, hindi na sa sideload ang Google Apps for some reason. I don't know. I need to be correct. I need somebody is infinitely more intelligent than me to tell me, because I can't confirm that stuff. But this is the risk that you need to take when you're importing phones that are from China that do not have Google Apps. This goes for Xiaomi. This goes for the Nokia 1. The Nokia 6. Relax ko yan, puso mo, naka mighty band lang. What the heck? Parang medyo boring yung smartphones ngayon. Yeah, I mean, it's still early in 2017. So let's expect a little bit. It's gonna get bigger. It's gonna get more interesting once, the Samsung Galaxy S8, the LG G6 comes along, and the local brands will be releasing some of their own eventually. But January is a little boring. Relax time. Shit is the word of the year. People kasi may kasalanan may unboxing pa na Nokia 16. I know I haven't watched his unboxing, but I might watch it sometime. I don't know. Maybe. It's just fucking 18,000 pesos, pare. What the fuck? What the fuck? 18,000. Oh my god. May mga comments yan, buy a PS4 instead. buy a 1070. Buy a GeForce 1070. And holy shit, Snapdragon 430 for 18,000 pesos. Plus look, benchmark natin yung products from major companies, makikita natin. 4GB RAM, 32GB internal. Kagabi nag-livestream, di nag-install yung Google Play Store. Exactly! Yun, tama si Wajin Shu. There you go. So, yun yung ano ko. That's why I don't publicize this Nokia 6. Because you're setting yourself up for disappointment. How the fuck are you gonna install apps without the Google Store and you can't install it? According to this. Google applications or Play Store is banned in China. This is why most China phones, tama siya. Di nagbubukas. So paano ka, oh my God. Anong i-install mo sa Nokia 6? You have to have a Weibo account, a Weibo account. I watched a Nokia 6 review from an Indian reviewer. Wala daw way para ma-install ng Play Store. Exactly. Wait, your Nokia 6 is sold out agad daw sa China. Yes, it was sold out agad. PS4 or Nintendo Switch. Matagal pa Nintendo Switch. It was like month plus pa. Wait, stock Android ba Nokia 69? No, it's running Nokia ROM. Undisclosed. Before pricing. No, wag niyo nang when you're going through Lazada, don't listen to the before pricing kasi they just inflate the SRP to make it look like the before price is higher. But then the before price is actually not the price na SRP niya. Isa lang dahilan doon sa 18K dahil siya, I would presume, ang una nagbenta sa yeah. So I'm 100% I understand that the price is gonna be high, particularly because it sold out immediately China. So whoever this hello yung distributor sa Pilipinas obviously got it from that initial batch in China and then resold here in the Philippines. And that's gonna cost you a lot more because unang-una you were the first. So, you know, supply demand. So, based on demand, in-increase yung price. Completely understandable. In a few months, as long as the Nokia HMD brand still produces more Nokia 6s, you can expect the price to lower. I would expect in 6 months the price will be around 13,000. I'm gonna say 13 to 14,000. You just gotta wait a couple of months once the stock normalizes. But it depends on how much stocks Nokia produces, how much more Nokia manufactures. But based on typical smartphone, you know, trending prices, I want to say in 6 months it's around 13, 14,000. A little bit more palatable, but still, that's still 13, 14,000. And 6 months from now, the smartphone industry is gonna be a completely different smartphone industry from January 2017. The speed on which things change in 6 months is incredibly fast, even in the Philippines, especially in the Philippines. Like, I'm sure in 6 months there will be a phone that beats the Nokia 6 in price, sold by Firefly Mobile for like 8,000 pesos. I'm sure. That's not a leak. That's just a prediction. How the fuck can you install apps without Play Store? You run a different Play Store. Mas iniintay ko pa yung mananalo sa Miss Universe kesa sa Nokia. Marami pang anong sa Nokia 6, baka may ginawa sila sa underlying API, kaya hindi ma-hook yung Play Store kahit i-sideload mo. Possibly. Personally, the UI in Nokia 6 is ugly. I haven't actually seen it. We're gonna see it later. Parehas mo lang din ako unless officially for sale na dito, di ko pinapansin siya. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's hard to expect something from internationally imported products, especially from China, because typically walang Play Store, and it's like a big headache pa to be dealing with phones like that. Nawalan ako no motivation after Nexus. You and me, man. The Pixel was like really disappointing. Inaantay ko yung Toyota smartphones. All right, so let's so that's the that's somewhat the Xiaomi news and also the Nokia news, but let's get into the Nokia stuff. Let's get into the Nokia. Actually, wala akong specs dito ng Nokia. I'm pretty sure I can name it from memory, but may balita ba sa Firefly Auri Virtuoso? Wait, yeah. I think may in-announce si Firefly, right? Sorry, masaside ano tayo? Masaside track tayo. May bago ba silang in-announce? I think may in-announce sila eh. Okay, ito. And then, November 9 yan. That's it, Chinese New Year, whatever. Meron. Ano meron? Wala. I thought they announced something new. Oh, ito. What's this? Wait, ito yun. Ito yung bago nilang i-re-review. Okay, let's watch this. Let's pause our music. Okay. Nani ko rin. Holy crap, ang lakas ng volume. What the heck, ang lakas ng volume? Wait. Ba't ang low quality? My God, Facebook video is so low quality. 1080p, please. Turn off that auto. I want 1080p entirely. Turn off the auto. What the fuck? Wait, come on. Tanggalin niyo yung auto. I want 1080. Okay, there. 1080 only. Only the best for our viewers. What's this new thing from Firefly? Hindi pa rin siya nag 1080. What the fuck? Curve back, it looks like. Yun lang. Holy shit. What a fucking waste of time. Fucking goddamn. We got fucking pranked. We got pranked by we got pranked by Firefly my balls again. All right. Let's so Xiaomi news. Nawala na si Hugo Barra from Xiaomi. He now works for Facebook Oculus. Here's the Nokia 6. We kind of wanna talk about it. Wait, what is this? What? Read the Chinese. Some pro like that. Oh, meron siyang ano. You can buy it at item.jd.com. Can I get a translation? Can it be in English? JD.com have an English? Oh, come on. Magkano siya sa JD.com? Let's see. 1699 yuan. But obviously it's sold out, right? So it should be 12,000. 12,303.44 pesos. 18.5. But yeah, that's okay. Let's not complain, all right? It's not about that. It's not. Let's play this video para makopyright tayo ni Nokia for some reason. I like the music. Music is nice. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Completely completely boring, completely nondescript bar phone from Nokia. I'm not sure if this was rubber, but some may rubber part siya that would make it a little bit more durable according to some reviews. Where's the specs? Oh, we found the specs. Let's use the translate, please. All right, here we go. We have a 5.5-inch screen size. Processor is Qualcomm Snapdragon. Hindi naman Hiyang-hiya siya. It's so shy. It doesn't want to tell you what the what the processor is. It says Qualcomm Snapdragon. I'm not gonna tell you which one. We have a 1080p screen. Nothing revolutionary here. We have, what is this? Different variants, I guess. What is this? I guess different variants. We have it's all the same. Android 7.0 Nougat. It seems like different variants. Where's the LTE? 38, 39, 40, 41. 8, 39, 40, 41. Di ba 1, 5, and 1, 3, and 5 ang gamit natin? Oh, there we go. Band 135, TDD LTE band. Okay. Ba't wala yung band 1? Okay. Processor. We have a Qualcomm Xeon 430 8-core processor. 64 gigs of storage. With micro SD slot. Ulit lang. 5.5-inch Full HD, 2.5D Surface Glass. Corning Gorilla Glass 3. 450 nits brightness. That's not super bright. That's decent brightness, but the iPhone 7 has 600 nits of brightness. 450 nits is above average. 4 gigabytes of RAM. We have 16 megapixel camera, face detection, autofocus, 1 micron sensor per pixel, f2.0, dual tone flash, 8 megapixel front, 1.12 micron. Nothing particularly impressive here. What else? Ulit lang siya. Why is it repeating? What the heck? Google Translate. We have 3,000 milliamp hour. And dude, we have Dolby Atmos technology. Alright, let's look at some of these. Let's bring back our music kasi naging completely silent. What's up, chat? Let's bring up the chat. Where's my Mark Anthony Galamgam? What's up? So here's the Nokia 6. Designed to bring you speed, smooth performance experience. Equipped with a Qualcomm 430, 16 megapixel. Enjoy your favorite HD movies on a 5.5-inch HD. But sino niloloko ng Nokia with this shit? Android 7.0 operating system and ultra-fast fingerprint sensor. Every fingerprint sensor these days is ultra fast, right? Download the user manual, frequently asked questions. And I don't know, man. I don't know why people are so hyped for this phone. It's crazy. It's nothing. Let's see here. Value package with the may other stuff. Oh yeah, the inclusion siya. Let's go back to the translated one. Nothing new here. We've seen this everything here. I think it's a pretty generic looking phone. Hey, what's up, Madobe? Dolby Atmos is nice. It's not dual front facing, right? Wait, what the heck? What? May speakers? What? Wait lang. May left and right speakers, or are we just? Can it shoot 4K? Is my problem here is my main problem here is we're actually scrutinizing this phone so hard, but it's only a mid-range phone. It's only a lower mid-range phone. And we're scrutinizing it like it's a fucking flagship. We're not supposed to do that. It's a fucking mid-range phone. It's supposed it doesn't have optical image stabilization on the camera. Doesn't have a flagship processor. It's Snapdragon 430, man. It's like what? Don't ang baba-baba lang ng 430. Like, what is there to talk about the Nokia 6? There's Dolby Atmos, sure, whatever. Let's read some of these. Here I am streaming YouTube at 360p in 2070. Feels bad, man. Sayang oras. A clickbait. Na-troll tayo ni Firefly Mobiles eh. Kuya Alex, meron pa ba sa Firefly ng video ng Ori Virtuoso? Walang, dude. Malalaman natin yan eventually. Maybe XDA can fix their ROM. I don't know, but why would you pay 18,500 for a problematic phone out of the gate? Just buy a 19,000 peso phone that has no problems out of the gate. Dapat meron man lang merong bagong features Nokia 6 na wala sa ibang phone. Wala eh. It's got nothing to bring to the table that makes it a special device. Nokia, it's not even Nokia anymore. It's HMD. HMD was bought by Nokia. Wait, no. Nokia was bought by HMD. At least the brand that Nokia, it's no longer they no longer have the engineers, the same engineers and whatever. It's just a brand name. HMD is like TCL, yung may-ari ng Alcatel. Sila yung gumagawa ng phones ng Alcatel. It's not Alcatel design. It's designed by TCL. Same thing, Foxconn yung gumagawa ng physical phone ng what's it called? Ng Nokia. So it's no longer the same. It's no longer the same Nokia here. They're getting the manufacturing process is a good one because it's Foxconn. But it doesn't bring anything special to the table because Nokia, the Nokia that we know is not bringing their technologies and their research and their creativity from Finland to this phone. This does not scream Nokia Finland to me, or the old Nokia Finland, where they would come up with, interesting new products or interesting new technologies. The product, where that would come from would be where you would usually see like a colorful new shell, a nice polycarbonate body na sobrang sexy, or just striking new cyan colors or whatnot. Wala na yung old Nokia signature. Bukod doon, there's no feature that wants you to try it out. Brand lang binabayaran. Maganda sana yung balik ng Nokia kung 3310 type of build quality. Nostalgia. I don't even get what the thing is about. Ultra fast fingerprint sensors. I know every single fingerprint sensor nowadays is ultra fast. Bottom lang speaker niya. So why is there a whatever. No Nokia fuck Samsung. Compare nyo yan sa Nokia Lumia 1520 pero Windows. Wait nyo na lang yung Nokia Player X with tripod. Thank you, Popoy. Price to expectation ratio is so wrong. Baka testing pa. What about OnePlus 3T? OnePlus 3T is an excellent phone. It's just, if you're in the Philippines like we are, it's not easy to get. I know, based from your name, Rajesh, you are probably from India. So if you are in India and the 3T is available to you, and the 3T is an excellent. And I wouldn't say you should not buy one. I think you should buy one if it serves all the requirements that you need. Hindi man lang nila mailagay yung Carl Zeiss optics. Yeah, it doesn't have the Carl Zeiss optics that was known for the Nokia brand before. Other than that, if we're just basing from the price in China, which is around 1,699 yuan, which is about 13,000 pesos in the Philippines. It's on a it's a decent price, maybe a little more expensive than we'd expect. But it's an okay return to creating phones from Nokia. It's not an excellent phone. It's not, it's not a groundbreaking phone. It's just a meh phone from China, and I think we should stop hyping the phone, particularly because there's no not even a Google Play Store on the Nokia 6 imported gray units. So I think maybe we should. I think we've already finished the point. Why the Nokia? I know you already know about the Nokia 6 is expensive and whatnot, but I also hate the fact that we have to spend at least this hour just to tell people that the Nokia 6 is not even something worth considering, even if it were 13,000 pesos in the Philippines today. Even at 13,000 pesos, or however much it's in rupees if you're in India, you're still not gonna buy it for 13,000 because it doesn't have any Google Play Store, and there's like a limit. There's a limitless amount of phones that is much better than that. Anyway, I know we should move on to a different topic. So Rajesh has a OnePlus 3T. Good on you. Good on you. We wish here in the Philippines we wish we had a OnePlus 3T, except we can buy one imported from I believe I want to say India as well, but I don't really know where it's imported from. All right, so let's move on to a new phone from MyPhone. We saw this before. This new phone, it's actually not a phone by MyPhone. This is officially the first phone from brand SuperD that is gonna be coming to the Philippines. This is the SuperD brand debut in the Philippines is called the SuperD D1, and it's distributed by MyPhone. So it's like not really a MyPhone phone, which means there's no Philippine map on the back as well. It's not officially a MyPhone phone, but in cooperation with MyPhone, SuperD, the brand, is entering the Philippines with their first phone here in the Philippines, the SuperD D1. And it's an interesting phone, if that. It's gonna be very hard to explain to you what it is, but let's watch a video anyway. So, where is that? I'll pause my music. Wait, actually, let's keep the music. I'm just gonna mute the video. So the SuperD D1 phone. Yeah, I know. It's so easy to make a joke about the SuperD name. Check out my SuperD. Zip. SuperD my balls. Zip. So you can't see this on the video because it's something that what do you call this? That is not seen by the camera. So the SuperD is a 3D capable, a glasses free, stereoscopic 3D capable phone with eye tracking. Glasses free, stereoscopic 3D capable phone with eye tracking. Holy crap, that was hard. Holy glasses free, stereoscopic 3D capable, eye tracking smartphone or smartphone with eye tracking. What the fuck did I just say? I know what I just said, but holy shit, is it hard to explain, especially in the format where I can't show you in any way a 3D phone. All right, so if you've ever seen, holy shit, if you've ever seen the Nintendo 3DS, all versions of the Nintendo 3DS features a glasses-free stereoscopic 3D capable display. All Nintendo 3DS has glasses-free stereoscopic 3D capable display. Now the new versions of the 3DS, the new 3DS and the new 3DS XL has glasses-free stereoscopic 3D capable display with eye tracking. Holy shit, that's a lot of words. That's like, holy moly, that's a lot of words. I know. Sorry, if you can't follow, I'm very sorry. I'm trying to explain it as well as good as I can. But basically, this is a 1080p display that when you see it with your own eyes, not on the video that I'm showing you right now. I'm gonna play it right now. This is a display that when you see it with your own eyes, things show up in 3D. Nakikita nyo, look at how this display. May parang okay. It's like there's a shimmer. It's like when I move the phone, when I tilt the phone left and right to the camera can't see the 3D, but it can see the levels of 3D when I tilt the phone. That's how you know it's 3D. So you can see right there. I can see some of, it's sort of like parallaxing a little bit. That's a 3D effect. But when you see it in your own eyes, it will be 3D to your eyes. And because it has eye tracking, the beauty with eye tracking is it's harder to lose the 3D effect. I don't even know what I'm doing here in this shot, but it's much nicer. The SuperD technology is basically the eye tracking effect. The what do you call this? The glasses-free 3D is an old technology already. However, the eye tracking is something that SuperD is proud of. It's SuperD's technology, supposedly. I don't even know if they license it from anybody else. So here's the phone. The phone is pretty bog standard. It looks pretty normal. As you can see, everything about the phone is pretty damn normal. You got your, I think, SIM card. As you can see, it's designed by SuperD. There's no MyPhone logos on it. This is the retail phone, if I'm not mistaken. There is no app drawer as well. This is a China brand device. And overall, when you're looking at it this way, it's just a typical phone. When you're looking at it this way, it's a typical phone. But it does have the 3D capable display, and it will trigger right now, ulit, when I play that. But my phone is gonna sell this, I believe, starting today, for 11,999, 12,000 pesos, 11,999 pesos, with the glasses-free. Holy shit! Glasses-free stereoscopic 3D capable display. Now the thing is, okay, the specs I believe is like an 8 megapixel front camera, and the rear camera. Yes, it does seem laggy yung front camera. Whatever. We can't do anything about it. It seems laggy yung front camera. Oh, they gave me a business card. Anyway, so the rear camera is, I believe, a 16 megapixel. Do I have specs here? No, I don't have any specs here. Let's Google it. SuperD. Wala bang website? Wala bang MyPhone website dito? Is China. Look at this. Medyo makapal yung black border. Yeah, but I attribute the border. I attribute the black border to the the stereoscopic 3D display. But you could definitely not appreciate the borders because it's definitely a big border. Just like na Nintendo 3DS, my phone super thick. Parang new 3DS. Pretty my bolts and that bezel's pure hardship. Parang ginawa lang ni SKK Cherry, dinala nila dito. Cubics Cube and Ding Ding. Yes, they do that. They do that. Nintendo my balls. So sa isang tao lang siya nag-work tulad ng 3DS. I think for the most part, even if you're like next to the person viewing it in 3D, medyo nakikita mo pa rin. Kasi I tried to watch a 3D content while somebody else was watching it and nakatutok sa kanila. Medyo nakikita mo. But if you move farther away, nawawala yung effect ng 3D. So, may sweet spot siya. And I think the sweet spot is generous enough. However, the problem here with this kind of phone and content. Holy shit, what the heck is going on? Fine, let's open one of the websites here. Let's open Yugatech, right? Ang specs niya, if I'm not mistaken, is like a 1080p display. The problem is the processor is kind of there's no two ways about it. The processor is low end. The processor here is a 1.5 GHz MediaTek 6750T. What's up, Giovanni Amoin? The specs here, the processor is pretty mediocre, and that's generous. I'm generously saying the processor is mediocre, but holy shit, that processor is low tech. It's a 67550T. Now keep in mind, we're in the pinakamababang processor na tinatanggap natin ngayon for general purpose work is the 6753. Three more numbers than the 6750. Right? Now, I'm not saying it's a bad processor. It's an octa-core. I think it's decent, and I think the difference between the 6750T and the 6753 is very small. However, that's still what? I would say that would translate to maybe 7,000 points in Antutu difference. So, you're paying for kind of a low-tech processor in overall, which is not a good thing. But the rest of the specs here, yeah, it does have that 3D display and another supposedly 3D processor, but I think it's basically just the thing that separates the left and right. 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage, 13 megapixel main camera with 8 megapixel front. We have a obviously dual SIM LTE, fingerprint scanner, 2000 milliamp hour battery, and it's going to be priced at $11,999. And if you're one of the first few people buy it, you can get a free VR headset, which whatever, I mean, VR headsets are so cheap these days. Doesn't matter. Now, it won't be sold on retail stores. It will be sold only at Lazada and MyPhone online. That's not the biggest thing. I want to discuss about the future of this phone. The future of what you'll do with this phone. Granted, you can do definitely VR because every single phone in the world, you know, as long as it's got a decent processor and decent gyroscope, can do VR. The problem here is, how will you get more content? How are you going to get more content for the SuperD D1, the stereoscopic 3D content on this phone? How are you going to get more things to watch in 3D? There's one or two answers here. Oh, also there are games you can play in VR. I don't know where to find all of these. Maybe they know they partner with this, or hindi ko alam, basta some of these games are in VR, which is crazy. Oh, I have video. Oh, ito this is pure VR, as in left-right VR, na nakasuot sa headset. And I don't know what the heck this game is. I just think you're supposed to attack. Here's one video of a game in VR. However, I can't show you the 3D, obviously. I mean, here's a game in 3D, but I can't show you the 3D. You just have to trust. You just have to trust me when I say that when I see this personally with my own two eyes, this is in 3D. So yung tao is coming out of the screen, and all of the leaves that are flying around are actually floating around in space. So this is one of the examples of the games that do support the 3D capability. Now, honestly, I think let's linger on some of. What's up, Kier Kasapao James? Honestly, I think the display here is not very. Do you see the jagged lines here? I think being a 3D display, I think you're losing a little bit of the quality of the display here. That's why I made jagged lines to display. You can clearly see it when you're playing the game, but the effect is definitely there. The effect that definitely it pops out of the screen, but it's still kind of annoying to see that. You know, the display is fully like, seems like merong crosshatch na mini pixels. Anyway, whatever. My point still is, how do you get more 3D content? The first time I saw the SuperD D1 was back when MyPhone had an event last year. It was they call it a prototype, but I'm sure it wasn't a prototype. It was more like they're partnering with SuperD. They partnered with SuperD as the brand, and they showed us this phone, the SuperD D1, before they actually launched it this year, and it had more content during the prototype phase. The thing is, it had some Chinese content, and I really wish I had nasa kabilang hard drive ko eh. It had some not 3D porn, okay? It had 3D ates. It wasn't porn, it was just 3D ates. So the problem here is the new version, the SuperD D1 that MyPhone is bringing to the Philippines, does not have these questionable apps with videos that you can watch that have these 3D ates. I know it's gonna be a selling point overall, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's a good thing. I'm just saying it's extra content that would be nice to see in 3D. And I did see it in 3D back when they had the event. These days, I think the content you can definitely download your own 3D content. It's a side-by-side 3D. It's a fairly common format for 3D videos. However, it's not easy to find. Hello, I'm back. Stream resume? Okay. Alright, so like I said, sorry, I don't understand, but my internet connection would randomly drop me. Or maybe it's a streaming, I don't know. But anyway, I'm back. Welcome back. So like I was saying, you know, there's no easy way to find. No 3D porn, it had 3D. DC. Yeah, I know. So, yeah, my point here is, yung previous version nila had 3D boobs, basically. So obviously sometimes there are more tamer 3D contents, right? But yung original Chinese unit that we tried had more 3D content. Today it's just pretty tame. You can see the menus here. Now, yun na nga, like I said, you can definitely download your own. But yun ang magiging problem dito is looking for content. Looking for more 3D content. And, you know, it's another one of those technologies that you don't know if you really want to... it's another one of those products that you don't know if you want to invest money in, if you want to buy something. But it's a very interesting technology, and to be completely honest, this is one of the cheapest ways to get into glasses-free stereoscopic 3D with eye tracking technology in a smartphone, right? So if you were an enthusiast for 3D videos, and honestly, I would download the shit out of 3D videos if I wanted to. If I had one of these, I don't know. It's still kind of, honestly, it's kind of like a mediocre, kind of a low end, not so interesting phone, not so high end phone. And I think I would probably hate myself if I use this it as a daily driver because of all the performance hitches. You know, it's not the highest end processor you can get, kind of a lower end processor, in fact. However, if I was an enthusiast in 3D content, if I love me, you know, the 3D boob age, download a lot of 3D movies and stuff like that. You know, maybe if I had a kid, siguro kung meron kang anak, right? So let's go full screen with this. Kasi wala naman kayo nakikita eh. If you had siguro meron kang 5 years old, 7 years old, up to 10-year-old kid, and you want to keep them entertained, maybe you want to show them some 3D content. Maybe this will work. I don't think the problem here is I don't think YouTube has 3D content. It's not popular, but YouTube has 3D content. I don't know if this works with YouTube 3D. So there's a lot of limitations here, and I don't know if it's gonna be, you know, it's not for everybody. 100%. It's like 1 in 10 people at best is the MyPhone SuperD D1 from MyPhone. Anyway, I want to move on kasi sobrang boring. Sobrang repetitive and boring itong topic na to. I'm very sorry. But that's the phone from MyPhone. It needed a lot of explanation. The MyPhone SuperD D1 or the SuperD D1 from MyPhone, it needed a lot of explanation. Ganda yung may 3D. Yeah, I know it's a cool technology, but would you pay 12,000 pesos for a low-end phone with 3D display? Di ba masakit sa mata yan pag matagal na? You know, it depends. But it's definitely possible. Depends on 3D actually is a lot more based on the person. Depende sa mata mo. So there's a lot of people who find 3D very uncomfortable. Ako I'm siguro in the middle of the pack or even more. I think I'm fine. I'm fine with 3D, but I can't stand it for very, very long periods of time. Kuya, ano mas maganda pagdating sa camera? Vivo V5 Plus o Opportunity F1S? Oppo F1S. Honestly, I don't know between the two. I haven't tried any of the two, but holy shit. Can we just... Oh my... I want to see the Oppo F1S kasi the first time I tried the Vivo V5, not the V5 Plus. So let's start talking about the Vivo V5 Plus, right? Let us talk about, that's one of the new phones this week, by the way. Vivo V5 Plus was announced in the Philippines for 20,000 pesos. Holy mama. Habang video si click on. Oh. Habang website. Wala bang YouTube si... Well, let's just go to Vivo website. Vivo. What the? Vivo. There you go. Vivo.com. Kahit nga normal phone, masakit na sa mata pag matagal na. You're absolutely right. And look at this green screen. It's so good. My green screen is good today. I like it. Like I'm a professional streamer. Wala bang ate sa stream ngayon? Hi po kung meron. Si Madobe, sino ba nagchat kay Madobe ngayon? Fake gamer girl ba si Madobe? Fake gamer. Ano nangyari sa website ng Vivo? What the fuck? Alright, there we go. Alright, here's the Vivo V5 Plus. Let's click on that. Wow! 20 megapixel dual front camera, perfect selfie V5 Plus. Watch some of these para makapirate tayo ni YouTube. Here we go. Ano nangyari? Buffer? What the heck? What the fuck? What happened? Stop playing, man. What the fuck? Prasad Dighe, thank you for the subscribe. What's up with the price increase trend of smartphones? That's a good question, man. I honestly don't know. We can discuss that in a little bit. But holy shit, diba? Why was it? Hindi ko ma-fast forward yung video? What the f... Alright, I'm done. I'm not gonna watch this thing. Watch this one. What? Oh, lakas natin mag-buffer. Wait lang. Let's go lower the quality. Oh. Kung Vivo.
Vivo smartphone.
What is this, an ad? What the heck? What? They told me nothing about the phone. What the hell, dude? So classic lifestyle ads. So here's the Vivo V5 Plus. It's new in the Philippines. It's 20,000 pesos, 19,990. JV Ensilai, what's up? 20 megapixel dual front camera, co-engineered with Sony. Features stunning clarity, while a secondary 8 megapixel front camera captures depth of field information. Together, they create a bokeh effect comparable to large aperture DSLR cameras. The unique selfie spotlight feature increases the lighting effects of impressive IMX 376, co-engineered with 1.27 in... Holy fuck, ang pangit na. 0.7. That's not... Di mo pinagyayabang ang sensor size na 1 over 2.78 inch? That's one of the smaller sensors I've ever seen. What the heck? Still clear selfies. 20 megapixel IMX 376 camera. Bokeh mode. And oh my gods! Oh my gods! Whatever. Shot refocus. Okay. Selfie spotlight. What the? Oh, me lens. Nathaniel Noble, thank you for the subscribe. 16 megapixel rear camera. 4 GB RAM, 64 GB RAM. Snapdragon 625 octa-core. 3160 mAh battery. Fingerprint scanner. Custom made AK4376 dedicated Hi-Fi chip. The Smart Split 2.0 is kind of a crappy software customization. I mean, it helps if you use any of these, but it's not that good. It's not that good. Eye protection mode, that's normal. Okay, so this is a 20,000 peso phone. Let's look at the specs. Here we go. All right, 4 GB RAM, Snapdragon 625, 3160 mAh, 5.5 inch 1080p, Gorilla Glass 5, 2.5D, 20 megapixel front with 16 megapixel rear. From what I'm told, it's the same 20 megapixels as the Vivo V5 without the plus, right? 1 nano SIM plus 1 nano SIM, that's dual SIM LTE. Metal body. Got pre-installed apps like Google Duo, Facebook, WhatsApp, Line, Viber, WeChat. What the heck? Okay, it's only may WhatsApp sa India, Indonesia, Myanmar, and Thailand. May Line sa Thailand. May Viber sa MM. WeChat sa others with WPS Office and UC browser. Wow. This is just basically a phone with a 20 megapixel camera in front and an 8 megapixel depth perception or depth sensing camera sa front facing. It has another 8 megapixel depth sensing camera next to the 20 megapixel sensor, which I'm pretty sure that is the same as the Vivo V5. Let's look at the Vivo V5. Vivo V. Now I don't have anything against selfies, right? I mean, it's okay if you really like to take selfies. It's perfectly fine. So as you can see here, it's the exact same sensor as the Vivo V5 Plus, right? This is the lower. This is a more entry-level variant, the Vivo V5. Now, one thing I gotta say about the V5 is I wasn't impressed with its selfie camera at all. There's no two ways about it. When I tried it during the launch, I mean, it could have been improved after. Maybe it was improved later after the launch. Kasi nung launch time niya, when it was launched in the Philippines in, I believe, December or November, I wasn't. It was kind of a blurry, kind of a slow camera, so 20 megapixel front. And this was during the launch event where we had the touch and try. If it's still using the same sensor and 20 megapixel sensor as the Vivo V5 Plus, if the Vivo V5 Plus is still using the same camera sensor as the Vivo V5, then I'm also not impressed with the Vivo V5 Plus. The thing here is this is another, what do you call this? Another victim of the megapixel race, the megapixel bullshit race. You don't need a 20 megapixel front-facing camera. You need about 12 megapixels is perfectly fine for any online sharing. If it's Instagram, if it's whatnot. Obviously, more megapixels is better, but with more megapixels comes with great power comes great responsibility. With great megapixels come great noise. The problem with more megapixels is that your camera quality deteriorates with more megapixels as long as the sensor size does not increase. And the sensor size that we're talking about here is 1/2.78. That's not big. That's kind of a small sensor. If you want to talk about large sensors here, a lot of phones today that have good quality cameras are using 1/2.3-inch sensor, right? The smaller the if you're not familiar with fractions, obviously, the smaller the number on the lower and on the right side of the divisor is what do you call this? The better, right? So 1/2.3-inch is one of the biggest sensors, camera sensors on a phone. Biggest camera sensor, biggest camera sensor. 1/2.78-inch is not a big sensor. A lot, honestly, you'll see a lot of 1/2.6. This is pretty common. The newer ones, I believe all right, let's talk about Asus Zenfone 3 standard. The Zenfone 3 standard uses a 1.255-inch sensor, right? 16 megapixels. Now, what happens here is this sensor is also this 1/2.55 sensor divided by the megapixels. More megapixels, the smaller. So smaller pixel micron. The smaller the pixel micron, the worse. And smaller micron pixels equals worse low light performance. And this is the reason why the Samsung S7 went S6 from S6 to S7. They went from 16 megapixel to 12 because they wanted more. They wanted better low light performance. So we're talking about when we're talking about a 1/2.7, holy shit, 1/2.78 inch 20 megapixel sensor. This is literally one kind of like the worst kind of combination you can get for low light performance. Obviously, if you have a lot of light, the quality will be decent because it wouldn't need. But really bad low light performance. And I don't think you understand how low light. When I say low light, anything indoor will be bad. That's how bad the low light performance is gonna be. When we're talking about a 1/2.7 inch, 7/8 inch 20 megapixel sensor. This is why I don't recommend more megapixels in your front-facing cameras. I recommend an 8 megapixel front-facing camera for general purpose work, and maybe a 12 megapixel front-facing camera for people who do a lot of social media, who are maybe an Instagram, personality, maybe 12 megapixel. But obviously, an Instagram personality would definitely use the main camera, and an Instagram personality would not be caught fucking dead without an iPhone or a Samsung or whatever. Anyway, point here is 20 megapixel front-facing camera is a fucking gimmick. Don't buy into the gimmick. That being said, there is a niche that this will work on if you really have to have high-resolution front-facing selfie shots with the semi-bokeh mode that I wouldn't recommend using. These bokeh modes are really terrible. Bokeh modes are never impressive. Never impressive. So, don't even try. I don't even, I think it's less than 1 micron pixel size. Then minus 8 megapixels. Yeah, you Zenfone 3 Max 5.5 is. You know what? I have one here, and I bet this has a better selfie camera than the Vivo V5 Plus. Unless you use I'll show you my lights for making YouTube videos. There. Do you see this thing and that thing? Right there. Those are my studio lights. They're not like super professional, but they're my studio lights. If you have studio lights, 20 megapixel 1/2.78 inch sensor camera will do decently. It's gonna do decently because you have enough light. But you never have enough light. You just never have enough light. Period. Unless you're standing in noontime sun. Even with that kind of sensor, with a 1/2.78 inch sensor, at 20 megapixels, even during 3 p.m. you'll never have enough light. Unless you live in the desert and the sun is like bearing down, that's when you get enough light. This is a gimmick. I'm sorry, this is a gimmick. I respect Vivo as a brand, and I respect what they're trying to do here. But this is just pure marketing. 100% pure marketing. 20 megapixel dual front camera. Sure, the bokeh effect is not pure marketing. It's a nice to have, but not something I really want. And I don't think it creates very good photos anyway, so that's whatever. Hey, what's up, Icy Hot? But other than that, the 20 megapixel camera is 100% pure marketing Don't buy into the bullshit. You're better off with the 12 megapixel, 8 megapixel front-facing selfie camera with a decent, decent size sensor and a decent megapixel. 12 megapixels is more than enough for sharing online. That's all I can say. It's 20,000 pesos, so the price is not that bad. Snapdragon 625, it's around the same price as Zenfone 3. Where did I put my Zen? Oh, it's in the bag. Zenfone 3 is perfectly fine. I would honestly recommend. I would honestly could recommend just buying a Zenfone 3. Does it? Wait, okay. Vivo V. Where did I? Vivo. It's not gonna shoot 4K, is it? Doesn't shoot. Video. Oh, it doesn't say if it shoots 4K or not. I'm gonna. Vivo V5. 4K? 4K video recordings, GSM Arena. Huh. Right, let's read it. The rear camera is 16 megapixel single unit with LED flash f2.0 and 4K video recording. Okay, that's good. However, you do not have optical image stabilization on this. So, I'm sad to say, just buy a Zenfone 3. Buy a Zenfone 3. Got a very good front-facing camera. Not the most stunning front-facing camera, but I will bet you $500 that in average daily use, unless you're underneath the sun at noontime, the Zenfone 3 will take better selfie shots with its 8 megapixel front-facing camera versus the 20 megapixel front-facing camera of the Vivo V5 Plus or the Vivo V5. I will bet you $500. $500. I'm not saying the Zenfone 3 has the best front-facing camera. I'm just saying when I tried the Vivo V5, it was terrible. The front-facing camera was terrible during the event that they had. Anyway, let's read some comments before we move on. Maze-Tech, don't spam, man. Come on. So JV and Silayo were asking Vivo V5 Plus or Oppo F1s. I would go Oppo F1s 100%. Kamusta ang build quality ng Vivo phones in general? Comparable naman sa mga phones sa maayos build. It's decent. However, the metal feels more like the LG G5 metal than an actual metal, solid phone. Fancy feature but not really helpful. Daming features in short bloatwares. Ano specs on MyPhone SuperD? We talked about the SuperD earlier. Really bad processor. It's a MediaTek 6750. What is this? Sabi niya, wala na siguro. Buti na lang Z3 Max 505. Oh, it's 60. A little lang. Ang gusto ko lang sa Vivo dati ay yung V3 Max nila and V3. Mahal yung the V3 series a little pricey. I think the Y55 is a good product. The Y55 with the Snapdragon 430 and a fingerprint scanner. I think it's a good product. I don't think it's exemplary, but it's a good product nonetheless. Vivo is a sister brand of Oppo, so I won't give them the money. Bumibenta through gimmicks. No, I think both Vivo and Oppo have done major strides in becoming. Vivo, obviously, they're now respected in terms of mid-range. The Oppo brand is made. Dati sobrang used to be super expensive. Now Oppo has the Oppo F1s, which is very successful. Joel Casare says Zenfone 3 is just amazing. 5.2 user here, very satisfied. 5.5 user here, very satisfied. Somebody's asking Brian Hukom, Honor 8 or OnePlus 3T? I would go OnePlus 3T, even though I don't remember what the Honor 8's. There is no Honor here. There is no Honor brand here in the Philippines, so I don't remember. If you want, we can Google for Honor. Honor 8. Huawei Honor 8. 1080p, 5.2 inch, Android 6.0, upgradable to 7.0, carry 950, 4 gigs RAM, Sub megapixel dual LED flash out of 1 over 2.9 inch sensor. What the heck? That's a pretty bad sense. Honor 8 or OnePlus 3T, dude. OnePlus 3T hands down, dude. If this is the specs that you're comparing the OnePlus 3T against, go with the OnePlus 3T. What the heck? This is not very good. Doesn't have optical image stabilization. Yep. Go with the OnePlus 3T. I hope that OnePlus won't go to selfie gaming. I don't think they would. Oh, my respect for OnePlus will be completely lost if they go if they make a selfie-based selfie phone. Holy crap! OnePlus is for kind of the techies, the nerds. Because Cebu ka ba? No, I'm in Quezon City. Farmer Sanchez, hindi pala natuloy yung rumors na yung Digital Walker ang mag-distribute ng OnePlus dito. Yeah, there was a rumor. I heard about that rumor, but apparently it didn't come through. Kuya Alex, speaking of Zenfone 3, ano magandang case para sa kanya? This is I will use my teaching stick. Get my Zenfone 3. I use the Rinke. My case is called the Rinke something. Yeah, I have a Zenfone. Pinatay ko siya, alam ko. Yeah, it's off. But this case is called the Rinke something. Nalaglag siya. It's a very good case, but it's like 900 pesos. I say it's scratch proof, but it definitely scratches. But I think it's a very good case. For 900 though, it's a little pricey. I'm sure you can get like a hindi ko na lang not gonna unlock my Zenfone para hindi siya mag-update ng it's gonna be like bloatware and everything. I haven't turned it on for like 3 days. The case is pretty good. I showed this on my Zenfone 3 review. Yung case. I think it's a pretty good case. It's very beefy than sa corners. And I've dropped this a few times already with the case on. And unfortunately, without the case on before I bought the cases. I can show you where I bought it from Lazada. Let me find it. Lazada. Maybe we can use Inke. Let's see here. Wait, what? Where is it? Stock Pro. What if we input the ZE552K? Think it. 552? Yeah, 552K. Wow. Can't find it anymore. Basta isa sa mga rinke dito. Like 800 pesos. I mean, I can check my records pero I mean my account, but I can't show you my account on stream. OnePlus 3 gusto ko kaso sabi ng kaibigan ko try ko daw si Honor 8. I think the Honor 8 is kind of a meh phone versus the OnePlus 3T. If you're just gonna compare it with the OnePlus 3T, go for the OnePlus 3T. Wala pa yung Nougat sa Zenfone 3. Actually, marami daw bugs. So they canceled the Nougat update. Not sabi ko yan, naisip ko nga pala yung water-based, water-based na screen protector na ginawa ng Nvidia dati. Effective ba talaga yan? I actually don't know yet. Ito yung Huawei P9 ko. Nilagyan ko to na, I put the Nano Fix-It on this thing. Let me give you a full screen. Here's the Huawei P9 that I installed the Nano Fix-It titanium protector, liquid screen protector thing. Honestly, I don't know if it works or not. I want to believe it works, but there's a lot of people that say it's fake. So to be honest, it, I think it may be fake. There's like I don't wanna. I think you will still scratch your screen if pinilit mo siya. And based on the video that I created where I scratched my LG G4, I think it may add a little bit of protection, but not enough. And I think people are still better off with a tempered glass if they really want to protect their screen. That being said, so far I think the P9 is still scratch free. I honestly don't know. I don't have any lab or one of those Morse hardness scale scratching things to actually completely test. Maybe we should send. If I were somebody from what do you call this? From Nanofixit Titanium, I would send a sample to Jerry Rig Everything because he does the scratch test. Anyway, all right. What's our? The rest of our topics are not that interesting to me, fortunately. So one of our topics is tapos na tayo sa SuperD, tapos na tayo sa Vivo V5 Plus, tapos na rin tayo sa Nokia 6. So we have a bunch of Infinix phones. I'm not impressed with the Infinix phone, but it should be on Lazada right now. Let's look for it in Lazada. Let's see if it's 04. I tried that on my phone, but it still had scratches. Not recommend. There's China Milan. You know what? The test that I did on the Nanofixit Titanium, it did scratch as well. So I'm gonna say yes. You're definitely right. It will still scratch. Their guarantee that it will be scratchless is a complete lie. However, if it does help prevent scratches or not, whether it prevents scratches or not is the question here, and I can't prove that. So honestly, let's just go with the tempered glass. I would suggest just go with the tempered glass so nobody gets flamed for saying I told you it was going to be scratch proof forever or something. But anyway, let's get to the topic at hand. We're talking about the Infinix Zero 4 and the Infinix Zero 4 Plus. Both of which I think are under spec for the price. Or maybe it's slightly decent spec. Help me out here. All right, let's go to our website, Infinix. Right? So ito yung dalawang phones ngayon. They're being sold by Lazada right now. As you can see right here, it's the Zero 4 is priced at 12,000 pesos, 11,990, and the Zero 4 Plus is priced at 15,990. Right? So 12,000 pesos and 16,000 pesos. Right? So let's look for the Zero 4 here on their website. The Infinix Zero 4, alright? We have a Zero 4 photography, steadfast and stable f2.0 lens plus OIS. We have optical image stabilization f2.0, 16 megapixel laser sharp autofocus. It has laser autofocus, it seems like. Let's not talk about zoom because zoom sucks. Never zoom. Never ever zoom with your phone. Pro mode camera control. That's pretty standard, for these kinds of phones. 8 megapixel selfie flash, whatever. 2.5D Gorilla Glass, pretty standard. 3 amp charging, that's pretty good. 3,200 milliamp hour battery. What do we have? But 8 core, of course it's 8 core. It's Snapdragon 625, right? Wait, no, it's not. Holy shit, mali na ako. The thing here is, why I think this is kind of overpriced is this is a Helio P10. It's a MediaTek 6753. MediaTek 6753. And honestly, the only thing it changes from a lot of the 6753 products out there that we know is that the main camera now has optical image stabilization. Honestly, I think optical image stabilization is a it's a huge thing that should always be had in a smartphone, especially for me. But obviously, not a lot of people are people. Hindi tayo lahat katulad ko na kailangan ng optical stabilization. So would you pay 12,000 pesos for a MediaTek 6753 octa-core? Keeping in mind the optical stabilization helps a little bit, but what the heck, diba? It seems a little pricey. This is a low-end phone with optical Basically, it's a low-end phone with optical stabilization. And of course, ang hero natin dito, hero ng everybody's hero here is the Flash Plus 2. Flash Plus 2 is still one of the hardest to beat smartphones with a 6753. Right, eto. Yeah, I'll even side by side this guy. Marami siguro supply ng 6753 hanggang ngayon may lumalabas pa rin. Baka mamaya may lalabas yung ulit dyan telepono na 6580. So look at this. Compare these two. All right. This is the Flash Plus 2 on the left with 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage. It's got a full 13 megapixel camera with no optical stabilization, 5 megapixel front with LED flash, fingerprint sensor made of metal, 3000 mAh battery. MediaTek 6755. This is an improvement. Not the 6753, mind you. It's a little bit better than the 6753. There's a little bit of difference here. Like a 2000, about 2000 in a 2.2 score, which is better. Yung 6755 is slightly better than 2.2 score. But on the other side, we have a 16 megapixel camera with optical stabilization. Unknown 16 megapixel sensor. We don't know what sensor this is. I'm hoping it's the same sensor as the Zenfone, but obviously we can't hope that. It has a fingerprint scanner. It has a 8 megapixel front camera. The same 3 gigs of RAM. The same 32 gigs of storage. The same Full HD display, 5.5 inch as well. Slightly bigger battery on the Zero 4. And the only major difference here is optical image stabilization. And the amount of money that you have to add to get that optical image stabilization is 3,500 pesos. 3,500 pesos. That seems a bit much, especially for people who are just looking for a phone that shoots decent shots. In this price range, the 12,000 pesos pababa or whatever, I don't expect anybody who's looking for a 6753 chipset phone is not into creating 4K video or creating YouTube content. They just want photos that they can share of their family and whatnot. Because obviously this is not a video creation device. So, I don't think optical image stabilization is as important at this price point, at this consumer level, that you would sacrifice the 3,500 pesos purely for optical image stabilization. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is an excellent 16 megapixel camera with optical image stabilization. But at face value, this is kind of not worth the price for 12,000. I'm gonna buy something else, for something completely different for 12,000 pesos. Honestly, just screw this. It's a 6753, man. Performance is shit. That's the lowest rung in performance when it comes to. This is like the bare essentials when it comes to gaming. A 6753. All right, let's look at the Infinix Zero 4 Plus. This beefs up into 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of storage. The primary camera now bumps up to 20 megapixels. An 8 megapixel front. The display is now a 5.9 inch Full HD. And now it's a Helio X20 deca-core processor. A bit of an upgrade, but honestly, I don't think the Helio X20 is a good processor, period. Alright, let's read up on this guy. This is the Hero Zero 4 Plus. Right, optical stabilization. Should be 20 megapixel, 20.7 megapixel sensor. Whatever, pretty much the same. 13 megapixel front. Wait, 13 megapixel front? It's asan yung 13 megapixel? Sabi dito 8 megapixel front. What the heck? What? Wait. Sabi sa Lazada 8 megapixel front. Sabi sa Lazada 8 megapixel front. Sabi sa website is 13 megapixel front. Yun ang mali. I don't know which one's right. Maybe there's a different version here in the Philippines with an 8 megapixel front though. Another unibody build and whatnot, blah 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 blah. Zero 4 Plus performance, smart PA, whatever bullshit. What is smart focal activation? Huh. Really? Meron siyang Motorola voice activation? Okay. Multi-account? Okay, that's a nice thing. And this is priced at? This is priced at, okay. So, when it comes to this guy, 15,990, I want to compare this instead to a Zenfone 3. Ano yun? ZE 550. No, 550 KL? That? Shit. Ito. Yeah. Caught up in here. All right. Now, this is not necessarily the same phone. This is not a phone that is super comparable with each other, to be honest. However, I completely vouch for the Zenfone 3 standards, the standard Zenfone 3's quality. So, let's discuss some of the differences here. So we're talking about a 20 megapixel optically stabilized camera on the Infinix Zero 4 Plus. The Zenfone 3, however, has a 16 megapixel camera with optical image stabilization. Both of them are 1080p displays. The Zenfone has a smaller display. Zero 4 Plus a 6-inch display. Whatever. Play size. Depends on you. 4 gigs of RAM, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs, 64 gigs. Battery life, I would say, is pretty much... I think the Zenfone wins. Now, I think the biggest difference here and the biggest thing that I would... biggest reason why I would recommend the Zenfone 3 over the Zero 4 Plus is the Snapdragon 625 processor. We're talking about a massive leap in processor performance, battery life, quality, and overall whatever. Versus a Helio X20 that was never proven to be good, completely buggy when it was launched, and I think it's still very buggy. And let's put up the anecdote na I've tried and tested the Zenfone 3 camera and it's very excellent. Shoots 4K video, stabilized, very excellent. Versus a Zero 4 Plus that is asking for pretty much the same price as 16,000 pesos for a completely unproven Helio X20 processor that probably destroys your battery. Not destroys it literally, but eats up battery quickly. Ano ba yung sa gasolina pagka pag malakas gumastos ng gasolina, ano yung tawag doon? I don't know. Basta, malakas sa baterya ang Helio X20. Plus we have a 6-inch display, whatever, okay. Depende na sa'yo kung gusto mo yung display. Versus a perfectly proven device with a perfectly proven track record of camera quality, and the Snapdragon 625 is just unbeatable right now. Honestly, mid-range unbeatable on 625 right now. versus the Helio X20. I know the Helio X20 comes out with a really nice, like 70,000 Antutu score. The Zenfone 3 has a 66K or 60, whatever, 60,000 plus Antutu. Definitely doesn't matter anymore because the battery life, the quality of the performance, the heating or the lack of overheat on the Zenfone 3 is a massive, huge thing. Now, the only reason why nire-recommend ko yung Zenfone 3 out of the two is because it's a Snapdragon 65. It could be any other phone, but konti lang ang Snapdragon 65 selections right now in the Philippines. But I think this is a problem with Infinix phones. They have not proven themselves yet. But they're honestly trying to push for a very expensive device here that I don't think is for anybody right now. They need to be Hindi naman sila Cherry Mobile, right? Or whatever. But oh, keep in mind this is sold by the same people ata na nagbebenta ng Nokia 6. Dito ba yung Nokia 6? Redmi. Oh, they have Xiaomi. Note 3 Pro. Oh, OnePlus 3T. They're selling the OnePlus 3T. Gunmetal. Asa natin yung volume ng music. They like this one. They have Meizu as well. They have Xiaomi car charger. Mi Max as well. Whatever, pretty standard. Tingnan natin kung ano yung mga phones sila. They have 91 phones on their list. Infinix, Xiaomi, OnePlus 3T. Wala pang rating si Xiaomi si OnePlus 3T. Xiaomi Mi Max, Infinix, Meizu, Infinix, A4C. Oh my god. Classic. Yeah, they have the Doogie. They have the Doogie phone. 5,000 pesos for the Doogie phone. Alright, anyway. Wait, ano ba yan? Lazada, some weird shit. Then OnePlus 3. I'm gonna put that in my... There we go. Oh my god, pinili ko na naman yung pic. Alright, there we go. 1 month local supplier warranty. Wish list. 22K. Snapdragon 821, baby. Ano nga ba yung ano nito? Whatever, anyway. OnePlus 3T for cash on delivery available. Holy moly, 22K. 23K. In fact. Not bad. It's not bad. 64 gig gunmetal. Alright. Are we out of topics? I think we're out of... Anybody has... What do you want to do? I think we're out of topics. So we've discussed the SuperD D1, discussed the Vivo V5 Plus, and discussed the Nokia 6, and both the Infinix. Oh yeah, Samsung Galaxy S7. Wait, I'll bring back the. So the this week the Samsung. Best po yung mga tanong. Are you? So, housekeeping, I guess. Just news. I know there's not everybody's gonna be interested in it, but Samsung has has finally announced the reason why their phones are been... Pwede nag-update ang aking chat. Wait, let me just... If something... Para mag-update ang aking display. So, Samsung has announced the reasons why their Note 7 were exploding. It was all about the battery. Two batteries, two different faults. The first battery had yung... Let's actually watch the video. Para makapiright tayo ni Samsung. Oh, so LOL Esports is off. Watch that later. Alright, here it is. So, pause the music. Here's the reason why the Note 7 were exploding.
Here's what happened and what we've done. Samsung rapidly took action for the Galaxy Note 7 and halted production. Out of 3 million Note 7 sold, 96% have now been returned. This past fall, 700 Samsung researchers worked to replicate the issue with more than 200,000 devices and more than 30,000 batteries. We are determined to learn from this experience. Here's what we discovered. Our findings concluded that the Note 7 device failures were due to two different factors that originated in and were specific to the two different batteries. As you can see in the first instance, there was an electrode deflection and incorrect positioning of the negative electrode tip in the upper right corner of the battery. In the second occurrence, an abnormal weld spot led to an internal short circuit. Now that we've identified the problem, we have undertaken extraordinary measures to further improve our quality assurance process. We've zeroed in on areas for improvement and developed an 8-point battery safety check, including charge and discharge tests. And then we check the internal components with X-ray scans. Technicians subject devices to extremes, inside and out. Extreme misuse.
Oh shit. Naka-mute pala yung microphone. I'm sorry, I'm back. What the heck, dude? Nakokak yung ating stream, man. Nirak. Sumabog yung ano natin. Oh, double vision. Okay, I'm back. Holy shit, what happened? Okay, so do you wanna know what happened? Cause shit. So for some reason, dinrop ako ni YouTube, right? YouTube dropped my stream. Again? This has never happened before, right? Where's the Samsung thing? Wait, I need people to confirm. Can somebody confirm that I'm okay now? Because I'm according to my own tests, okay na siya. Okay, this has never happened before. Yeah, okay, all right. Holy shit! What the fuck, dude? I think puputulin ni YouTube yung stream ko. Dalawa, gagawin niyang dalawa. Anyway, welcome back. So, what was I saying? What was I saying before tayo na interrupt? Say what happened was YouTube dropped my stream, and I tried to restart the stream using the same, when YouTube gives you a stream, you get a code, a hashed code that it's like a combination of 16 letters that you stream to that. It's like a username password. When you stream to YouTube, like a username password, yung code na yun. What happened was, I tried to stream to that same username password code, and sabi ni YouTube, cannot access or whatever. So nawala ng access yung stream na yun for some reason. Or sabi niya, it's like cannot access or it's still logged in. Parang basically, it's like that. And that's never happened to me. What always happened was when na-disconnect ako, I use the same code. It works perfectly fine. So this is the first time nangyari na I couldn't use the same code to stream to the same stream. That's so weird. So what I did was restart the code. You reset the code, create a new code, and then now we're streaming on the new code. Wala lang. It's weird. Weirdness. Wait, wala pa rin sa inyo? Fresh? Yun know, what the heck? Alright, I'm gonna try it with my phone. Sorry, holy shit. Technical issues at this hour. Works on my phone. Works on my phone. Yeah, but if you go to http:// .com/live, it should be. Oh, you can just go to the live page. The live page should be okay. Don't okay. If you went to a specific like watch page, you'll have to find a new one. Anyway, holy crap. What did you oh, man? Ginawa ni YouTube. Like seriously, this is the first time this happened. You know, meron na siyang ano eh, it already ended the one of the streams. One of these. Crap, dude. Sucks. Nalalagay ako na ng part 1, part 2 para hindi ano. Yeah, my suggestion to everybody is if you're having this has never happened, but if you're having trouble, you go to youtube.com/thetechnoclass/live. youtube.com/thetechnoclass/live, right? This always goes to whatever is happening, whatever is one of the streams. This will always go to the one that is live, even if it's ended or whatever. Magre-refresh. Napasabog tayo ni Note 7. All right, let me continue. Let's watch again, I guess.
Here's what happened and what we've done. Samsung rapidly took action for the Galaxy Note 7 and halted production. Out of 3 million Note 7 sold, 96% have now been returned. This past fall, 700 Samsung researchers worked to replicate the issue with more than 200,000 devices and more than 30,000 batteries. We are determined to learn from this experience. Here's what we discovered. Our findings concluded that the Note 7 device failures were due to two different factors that originated in and were specific to the two different batteries.
So ito yung ano niya, the failure here is obviously dalawang beses sila nag-recall, right? The first recall, they replaced the phones. And then the second recall, they completely stopped production of the Note 7. The first battery A, had a problem, and battery B had a different problem. And it's gonna tell you, Montu Dawan, what's up? Welcome to the stream.
As you can see in the first instance, there was an electrode deflection and
So the first battery had an issue where yung kanyang sort of, casing was bending the prongs, bending the positive and negative electrodes on the upper right corner, creating a short.
Incorrect positioning of the negative electrode tip in the upper right corner of the battery. In the second occurrence, an abnormal weld.
So the second battery had an issue where yung welding nila had abnormal protrusion sa kanilang soldering iron. So normally when you solder something, when it's a good solder, flat siya, right? For these kinds of batteries. Or sobrang liit lang nung yung but for battery B, nagkaroon ng little bit of, tumutusok pataas na bakal. So that's a big problem because sa tusok na yon, nabutas niya yung protection niya. So parang I don't know, condom na nabutas or whatever. And yun. So once you get that short, it will become a volatile solution. And nasasabog talaga. Not sasabog, but create a fire with the inherent chemicals inside. Chat. There we go.
Spot led to an internal short circuit. Now that we've identified the problem, we have undertaken extraordinary measures to further improve our quality assurance process. We've zeroed in on areas for improvement and developed an 8-point battery safety check, including charge and discharge tests. And then we check the internal components with X-ray scans. Technicians subject devices to extremes, inside and out.
What's up, Red Boom Plus?
Extreme misuse, extreme weather. It's a rigorous regimen designed to reassure
pala sa loob
everyone
ng battery
about
may
the safety
20.
of our devices.
Lol.
Our enhanced protocols go even further, beyond industry standards for quality and safety controls. It's all part of being committed to safer devices. Samsung's heritage and commitment to innovation will not stop. We will continue to put safety first and deliver the innovative experience our customers deserve. We will learn from this experience and evolve. That's what we've always done and what we'll continue to do. Samsung. Committed to quality.
The funny thing is, I streamed yung kanilang, they had the press conference in Korea, and I streamed it. I created the stream. You can watch it on my channel, but obviously you don't have to. I streamed the press conference that Samsung had, and there was a bunch of Note 7 owners during the stream. It's kind of crazy. I would say there were at least 10 people that was watching my Note 7 investigation results stream. There was at least 10 people that says they're watching on their Note 7. Super crazy. One thing though was the reason, I think one of the reasons why is isa no sa mga nanonood was part of a Note 7 forum community something, and babae siya, she invited a lot of their members. So I think she brought like 5 people more of the Note 7 people watching the stream. That was crazy. To see that many people with the Note 7 and very, very, what do you call this? Very strong-willed to keep their Note 7. A lot of them used ADB to disable updates para hindi para ma-block yung update ni Samsung for their phones, so they can still keep using their phones. The phone will still be charging. But it's I'm surprised how strong. I mean, I know that the Note 7 owners are still strong and passionate about their Note 7s, but I just didn't see it firsthand. I'm surprised that I'm happy, and I'm sort of surprised that I saw it firsthand during the live stream. How many people and how many people actually came together to talk about the Note 7 and watch this? Why will they sell the same design of Note 7? Ganda sayang. I know. I think they might not. I actually hope they kind of refurbish the Note 7 and sell it. Sell a third generation Note 7 for a lower price. But think about it. If they sell the same Note 7, they won't. No aircraft will allow you inside their. No aircraft will let you ride. No airplane will let you ride. People will not let you ride the airplane. Or once they know. Sorry, my Motorola just thought I was talking to it. Motorola, stop listening to me. Okay. Of course, no airline will let you in once they see that you're Note 7. Even if, it does have like any specific, if it does say something like, oh, I'm safe for travel now because I'm a refurbished Note 7. No, they can't. They can't possibly use the same Note 7 anymore because it's dangerous. People might think it's still the explosive Note 7, and even if even if you know it's a refurbished, fixed Note 7 with the batteries already fixed, the reputation of the Note 7 is already so tarnished that I don't think you should be able to bring it anywhere without being recognized as the explosive Note 7. I'm watching on my Mac 2012. Well, hopefully you buy a new. Hopefully they come up with a new, better Mac eventually. All right. What else do we talk about? That's it. We got it. We did the Nokia 69 already. Was very hot. Very sexy Nokia 69. There's a rumored Nokia 8. I need to temper your expectations again. What else do we need to see? Wala na. I know there's like other news around there. Samsung. Oh yeah. Okay. So I guess before we end the show, we'll just talk about the Samsung won't be launching the Galaxy S8 at Mobile World Congress. Mobile World Congress is the big mobile conference where people launch phones, and it happens at the end of February and first week of March. So it's like Feb 28 to March 4, something like February, March. Yeah. So it's gonna be in 1 month. In 1 month, Mobile World Congress will be happening. The problem is, Samsung will not be launching the Galaxy S8 at Mobile World Congress. Likely waiting for a little bit more time before they announce the Galaxy S8. Now, there was a rumor that Samsung is hoarding the new Snapdragon processors. Like, Samsung hoarding Snapdragon 835. It's even on The Verge. Okay, according to The Verge, Samsung is hoarding Qualcomm supply Snapdragon 835 chips until Galaxy S8 release. A report from Forbes corroborated by The Verge today has revealed that Samsung is grabbing the lion's share of the first Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 processors and are in the process of forcing its competitors to use the older Snapdragon 821. Forbes indicates that on April 14th release date for Samsung's next flagship phone, the Galaxy S8, and says that no Android flagship phones released before then will feature the 835 chip because they won't have the stocks. The report specifically calls out the LG G6 as being based on the Snapdragon 821, not the 835. Big blow to the LG G6, and we already know that the HTC U Ultra will use the 2016 silicone. This is... I don't even know why Samsung has first dibs here. Alright, let's see here. Samsung's position with respect to Qualcomm's chips. As 2 years ago, the Korean giant avoided using the Snapdragon 821 in its Galaxy S flagship. A very good decision because the 810 was terrible due to overheating concerns. But by this time last year, it had struck a deal with Qualcomm to manufacture Snapdragon 820 processors. The Snapdragon 835 extends that relationship between the two companies, and even though Samsung usually maintains a clear separation between its consumer components, Forbes speculates that its production deal with Qualcomm has helped it soak up the earliest supply of 835. Samsung has first dibs. This is very interesting, particularly because Samsung generally doesn't use Snapdragon processors. They use Exynos processors, their own design processors. But in the United States, Samsung uses a lot more Snapdragon. Even the S6 and S7 had Snapdragon processors in the United States, if I'm not mistaken. This is very... So, ang tanong dito is, will the S8 use the 835 or an Exynos version? Because it's very weird that they would go completely Snapdragon. I thought they would still go Exynos. still go their own way. The Exynos processors are excellent. So why hoard this 835? Yes, Samsung is producing the 820 and 821, and also most likely 835. Their factories are producing the actual chips. So does this confirm that the the Galaxy S8 will use Snapdragon 835 or not? We don't know, but it's still kind of crazy. Bukod doon, Xiaomi won't have any new products in Mobile World Congress. That's what, another February. But that's it. Trending Google's orders. Oh wow. And I think that's it. That's it for the Adrian, Balantakbot, they will use both. Baka nga. It's very possible that there's not enough 835 devices or processors being produced. Maybe there's an actual shortage of 835. And if there's a shortage of the 835, then we're kind of screwed, aren't we? We might be screwed. The 835 might... Are we limited? Yeah. Anyway, bukod doon, I don't have any other topics to discuss. Like, you want to read some comments from our community? Si Marv Hitler Palermo Ishida says, ano po best phone 10 to 12K budget? This is one of those another best phone. Honestly, there is no answer here because doesn't even mention kung ano kailangan niya, why he needs the phone. Right? Anyway, the power bank nyo, I have Xiaomi and then power. Ano best smartphone na may digital TV, quite good balance of specs and price po yung sakali. Magkano impression? Magkano budget niya? Hindi ko alam. Oh yeah, let's watch this. Ano ba to? Okay, let's watch this video from Nico.
Oh yeah.
Alright. I guess that's it for the show, man. Kind of a shorter show today. I think we've only been running for about 2 hours 30 minutes. But yeah, not much else to say, not much else to talk about. Hopefully next week we'll have more phones and stuff. Oh yeah, so guaranteed si Firefly Mobile will have something by next week because they literally said this January 30 we'll be launching a new. Red Boomba says, go Nokia. So as you can see here on their video, forced to 1080p. So as you can see here, lakas ng volume, what the heck? The Firefly Mobiles is announcing something on January 30th. It looks like a pretty generic Audi phone, though. Honestly, it's gonna be the price that will make a difference here. But at least by next week, we'll have something from Firefly Mobile to discuss.
Firefly Mobile.
But I guess that's about it for the show. I mean, there's not much else. Samsung hoarding the 835. Hugo Barra moved to Facebook Oculus. Nokia 6 is kind of an expensive product that is mediocre at best. Nothing really interesting. Oh, I can give you this looping girl though. Yeah, there you go. What else? The Infinix Zero 4 and Zero 4 Pro are. I don't understand who they're for. They're expensive. They do have optical stabilization, but they're competing with some very tough competition here, and I don't know why their pricing is high. The SuperD D1 from MyPhone is an interesting product with a niche feature set. I wish you can. It'd be nice to watch more 3D videos if it had more 3D videos. And lastly, the Vivo V5 Plus is kind of a decently priced 20 megapixel front-facing camera shooter with another 8 megapixel front-facing camera for the blur effect and whatnot. I think it's kind of a wasted novelty feature that nobody. Honestly, the front-facing camera I think is kind of a bad thing. I think that's gonna be a bad 20 megapixel camera anyway. And that's about it. I think that's all our topics for this week. Holy shit! I didn't know why we would finish so quickly, but yeah, Vivo V5, SuperD D1, Vivo Nokia 6, Infinix Zero 4, and the Samsung stuff, and the what's the other thing? The Xiaomi stuff, the Hugo Barra. Anyway, that was it for the show. Big time show for Saturday, January 28, 2017. Thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry, medyo kind of a dull last end of the stream, especially with the technical difficulties. But hopefully, still around. And thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next week. I don't have an ending song, sadly. I can give you the graduation song, though. There we go. Okay, may pahabol na question dito. Shaina Milan says, si Alice suggest ka ng best mid-range phone below 15. Honestly, wait, let's actually, okay. At least meron tayong question to end the show. Let me, let's find it. Let's go to Widget City. And wait, okay, so depende. Okay, so China Milan, do you need something with warranty or not? Right? Because I'm gonna suggest some kind of interesting products here. Zenfone. Right, so please rise Popoy Odi. So here's something I would suggest to you, but this is not. Obviously, this is a gray market unit. Zenfone 3 ZE520KL, but 32 gig variant. This is not sold in the Philippines. But this is an imported 3 gig variant. The usual Philippine version has 4 gigs. This is the 3 gig variant. But the price is just right. The performance is just right. And this is one of the cheapest Snapdragon 625 devices you can buy at 13,000 pesos. I wish Asus actually brought this to the Philippines because it's such a good value at 13,000 pesos. 13,000 pesos with 3 gigs of RAM, 16 megapixel camera. This has all of the capabilities of the 5.5-inch 19,000 peso version, except it's much cheaper by 5,000 pesos, by 6,000 pesos. Right, a ridiculous difference, 6,000 pesos. Mas maliit lang yung screen niya, and mas maliit lang yung memory niya at 3 gigs and 32. But this is, you're getting a very good camera, 16 megapixel with 4K video, image stabilization. The 8 megapixel front-facing camera is very good as well. The Snapdragon 625 is very, very good. And lahat ng sinabi ko dun sa review ko ng Zenfone 3 applies to the Zenfone 3 3 gig RAM variant. It's just you get 1 less gig of RAM. And if you're fine with that, this is a very... Oh, holy shit, I forgot. Wait. Nakalimutan kong tanggalin yung looping girl. I'm sorry. Okay. This is the Zenfone 3 13100 from Widget City, of course. This is the 3 gig variant, 5.2 inch. If you need warranty, medyo mahirapan tayo. Another phone that I would like to suggest, I don't know kung meron pa rin. Let's actually look for hot gadgets. This is gonna be kind of a very off the field suggestion. But if you can probably actually this is completely probably not unless you're crazy. I let's look for it. Nexus, wala na bang Nexus dito? Wala na ibang Nexus? Wala na yung 5X? Wala nang Nexus. Okay, forget it. No Nexus then. Other than that, medyo mahirap maghanap ng anything under 13,000 that really be satisfactory. 5X. Nexus 5X. Hey, there we go. So we have a Nexus 5X here. I think this might be a little too old at this point. With the Snapdragon 808 processor, 1080p display, but the camera on this guy is very, very excellent. It's the same camera as the Nexus 6P. Very good. Without the warranty though, at this price, I don't know if I would suggest it. But if I were to pick a phone around this price point, this might be one of my choices. I don't like the Oppo F1s, particularly since I don't do selfies that much. It's very sobrang hirap makapili ng phone under 15,000 right. I just don't have anything. Just nothing. You know what? No, hindi yung the Infinix is not a very good phone. Wala nothing. If you can buy the Zenfone 3, even the 4GB RAM variant at 17,000 ata yun eh. You can just increase your price a little bit more above 15K. I would 100% suggest the Zenfone. Wait, this is not the Zenfone. That's a Huawei. I would wholeheartedly suggest the Zenfone. It's really, really hard to find the phone that I would recommend under the price. I mean, shit. But sorry, I got nothing. I'm completely blank. Completely blank for under 50K that are not the ones that I mentioned. I was like, there's okay, maybe the Zenfone, like maybe the Zenfone 3 Max 5.5, what 12,000 pesos. It's a good phone. The Snapdragon 430 is also a good processor. It's not a standout in its category. That's all I'll say. It's not a standout in its category, but I think when it comes to polish, you know, the software polish, the build polish, and everything, I think the Zenfone. Here's a quick. Here you go. It's a nice looking phone for 12K, dude. That's what I'll tell you. Oh, malit. No batcha, what for some reason. It's a nice looking phone. I'll give you that. For 12,000. This might be your best bet if you want something with warranty. That's about it. There's nothing else. There's nothing else that really captivates my really gets my gears going. All right, guys. So I think that's about it. That's the show. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Alex from TechnoClass.com. That's been the Big Time Show for January 28th, 2017. You're all graduating students now. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Hopefully, we have more stuff to discuss next week. All right? Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.